Hey everyone, welcome back to Finance Flicks Hub, where we break down the biggest money moves shaping the global financial system. If you want real analysis, real data, and zero hype, you're in the right place. Today's video is huge because the market is giving us signals that most people are completely missing. A rare combination of macro shifts, policy changes, institutional flows, and digital asset fundamentals is lining up at the exact same time. And XRP is sitting right in the middle of it. This isn't just another crypto headline. This is structural. This is directional. And if you understand what's happening now, you'll understand why the next 6 to 12 months could look completely different from anything we've seen in the last decade. Let's break it all down. 1. What's actually happening in the market? Right now, not opinion, data. While most people are distracted, the financial environment is shifting fast. 1.1. Rate cut expectations are rising again. Multiple analysts now expect the Federal Reserve will start cutting interest rates sooner than projected because inflation has cooled in several key categories, labor markets are softening, global economic activity is slowing, consumer credit stress is increasing, bond markets are pricing in easing. All of this pushes investors toward risk assets, and historically, digital assets respond the fastest to new liquidity. 1.2 BTC and ETH are rebounding, and altcoins follow liquidity. Fresh data shows Bitcoin and Ethereum saw a bounce as rate cut optimism returned. When BTC stabilizes and liquidity improves, capital rotates into high-utility altcoins. Right now, XRP sits in that category. High utility, plus high liquidity, plus suppressed price. Explosive setup. 1.3. Equity markets are showing stress. You've probably noticed, banks are reporting tighter lending, tech earnings are mixed, volatility is increasing, safe haven demand is rising. When traditional markets look shaky, investors move toward assets with asymmetric upside. XRP sits in that bucket due to its low exchange supply and compressed price structure. 2. XRP's real-time market structure. This is what matters most. 2.1. The price level. Right now, XRP is trading around 2.24, holding above key support. Volume remains strong and the price has been tightly coiling in a fairly narrow range. Historically a precursor to a major move. 2.2 exchange reserves are dropping. This is big. Crypto exchanges, especially Binance, show a multi-year low in XRP balances. When supply leaves exchanges, it often means long-term holders accumulating institutional OTC flows, increasing reduced sell pressure. Less supply plus even moderate demand and sharp price reactions. 2.3 Technical signals. Analysts note bullish divergence on multiple timeframes, price compressing inside a tightening wedge, major resistance at 230 to 240. If that breaks, next target becomes 280, 320. This isn't hype, it's technical structure. 3. Macro plus institutional alignment. This never happens together. 3.1. A crypto-friendly Fed. Incoming? Kevin Hassett is being discussed as a potential Fed chair, a figure with documented pro-crypto thinking. If leadership shifts toward digital asset acceptance, the entire space accelerates. 3.2 ETFs are about to reshape capital flows we're talking about. Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, upcoming multi-asset ETFs, XRP-related institutional products being publicly discussed at conferences. Institutions don't buy randomly, they buy through structured, regulated channels, and those channels are being built right now. 3.3 Ripple's institutional expansion. Ripple isn't sitting still. The RLUSD stablecoin push prime brokerage integration with Hidden Road, central bank, conversations, cross-border settlement testing, liquidity on demand, expansion, real-world tokenization, infrastructure. This is real utility. And utility eventually shows up in price, especially when growth converges with macro liquidity. 4. The biggest overlooked point, XRP requires shockingly little capital to move. We saw real data. A $52 million inflow added nearly $20 billion to market cap. Price jumped from 0.205 to 0.225 with minimal liquidity. This shows how tight XRP's supply has become. When supply is thin, small inflows act like huge inflows. Imagine what happens when hundreds of millions, not tens of millions, rotate in, especially from ETFs, institutions, and returning retail liquidity. 5. Market sentiment is finally turning. 5.1. Fear and capital preservation are slowing down. The extreme fear phase of months ago is fading. Investors are cautiously positioning for upside risk again. 5.2. Volatility is returning. But that's normal. Volatility is not your enemy in crypto. It's the sign of a pending cycle expansion. 5.3. Analysts are increasing coverage on XRP. XRP used to be ignored by mainstream analysts. Now it's on. Institutional outlook reports, ETF speculation breakdowns, cross-border payments forecasts. The asset is finally back in the conversation. 6. What you must watch next. Key levels plus key news. 6.1. Price levels. Critical resistance, 2.30, 2.40. Breakout range, 2.80, 320. Support to hold, 2.05, 2.10. 6.2. News to watch. Fed, rate cut announcements, ETF filings and approvals, Ripple regulatory updates, exchange reserve changes, on-chain whale activity, XRP ledger upgrade cycles. You don't predict markets, you track conditions. And right now, conditions are pointing upward. 7. Final breakdown. Short, clear, no hype. When macro liquidity returns, when regulation becomes clearer, when institutions are preparing rails, when supply is tightening, and when sentiment improves, you get a coiled spring, and XRP is exactly that. We're entering a phase where structural forces will matter more than short-term headlines. Stay informed, stay early, and stay ready, because the market won't give you a warning before it moves. 8. Disclaimer: YouTube safe. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing here is financial, tax, or investment advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions. Thanks for watching today's breakdown. If you got value from this video, make sure you subscribe to Finance Flix Hub. We post deep dive, high-value financial content every week. Drop a comment with the next topic you want, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp, stay informed, and stay ready.